We got 4 inches of rain last night. We've had some very wet weather the last few days, and now we have a tornado watch right there. I'm going to try to get a little walkabout in this morning before this stuff hits. It's already getting very windy out here, and I don't want to get caught way down there if a tornado or something starts to strike. My blueberry bush is looking fantastic. This is its 3rd year, and it's really producing now. Next year I'm going to put a net over that so the birds don't steal them all. Grapevines are starting to die back. They still have a little bit of the disease from earlier in the year, but they generally look like this late in the year anyways. They're drawing back their nutrients and they're getting ready for winter. These will be losing their leaves in the not too distant future. The little bluestem is doing great. Still got some annual grasses growing in here. They're pretty easy to pull out. Annual grasses don't have much of a root system, so especially when the ground's damp like this, you just yank it right out. So I will do that a little bit today. So I am not sure what some of these are, if they're little bluestem or if I got other stuff mixed in here. Well, I'm sure I have other stuff mixed in here. Yeah, I haven't been out here in a good while because of the rain. So this stuff is really advancing pretty quick. It was a few years ago we had skies that looked just like this, and a storm started coming at us from the north like that, and it took down, there was a big Gothic barn straight across the hollow here. It split it in half and threw it out into the field. Our house is built for high winds. Everything is glued and screwed together. It's very strongly made, but it doesn't look good up that way. This dry lot is just soaked, but the horses are up in the other one, and they're loving their fresh hay, so all is well there. Got some mole traps out. They did a hell of a lot of damage in the yard here. Yeah, this is all oats, and it's coming along quite nicely. By the end of the year, this will die out and lay down just like the weeds and the grass that was here did. Next year, I'll burn this before I plant the prairie grasses. Pet cemetery's looking pretty good. The phlox is looking pretty good for first year phlox. That'll make a big mound next year. Should look pretty nice. So this prairie patch is looking really nice. Once I get this planted in prairie grasses and wildflowers, I really need to make a trail through so that you can walk past the rocks there. There's a little cliff there, and get to the dry lot down there through this corner. Alright, I'm going to go check out the prairie patch down at the very end down there. See how the oats are growing there. The vineyard looks pretty good, especially for having so much disease in here this year. Next year I'm going to try to get a crop out of this, so stuck my hand in some goo. That's sugary sap on wounds. It's very sticky. Yeah, the vines themselves look pretty nice. I'll have to make sure I get a dormant spray on this and a dormant spray in the spring as well to help stop the disease before it gets too bad next year. The oats is growing like crazy down here. Looks really nice. That helps keep the weeds down, keeps the soil in place, retains the nitrogen for next year. I do need to get one last spray of 2,4-D and to kill back some of these broadleafs while leaving the oats alone. And I need to burn this and that down there. I also need to make a bigger fence than this one here. That's hardware cloth. Make a bigger one and get it around that chestnut before the rabbits girdle it again. I planted some prairie milkweed. That's one there. Let's see if I can zoom in. That's one, that's one, that's one, that's one. Got them all over. And I'm hoping that they survive the winter. They look pretty good. I transplanted them, it's coming up on maybe 3 weeks now. So I gotta be careful in this area. I don't want to burn over here. And I don't want to spray any 2,4-D or anything. I want them to come up next year. I'm sure I have some trees down on the road here, but I can't get down there right now. So as soon as it dries out a little bit, I'll have to take the gator down with a chainsaw and see what's fallen, clear the roads again. It's pretty much never ending. These neighbors here were only up one time, and we didn't even get to talk to them. They pulled up and hacked a little trail down to their garage there, and then they were gone before I could get over and talk to them. So not sure what's going on with them guys. It's not a real good place to build a house. Not a good place at all. My daughter got in here and cut a few days ago in between the rains. But you can see that yellow foxtail. Well, it hasn't really taken over the roadside because nothing's ever really been planted there. So I got to take care of that. I need to have good seed there so that yellow foxtail is crowded out. Kind of like in here. This is orchard grass, and where the orchard grass is growing real dense, the yellow foxtail can't grow because it's an annual. So you can see through here as well, and spots over there. Here as well. So I should really cut this down so that my seed has a chance to get to the ground and plant some kind of pasture grass here. The majority of this is orchard grass, but orchard grass is expensive. The seed And I don't know if I want to spend all that money to seed this whole thing. I'll be doing it again in the spring. Yeah, the real trick is to get a good amount of your perennial grasses growing, and that chokes out the weeds. You can see we got yellow foxtail there and smartweed, but not a whole lot of it. This is all orchard grass around it and clover. The horses aren't eating it, but this is still the preferable grass. Yeah, you can tell I haven't sprayed in here in a while. We got mullein growing and various other wild carrot and other weeds. But I do plan on getting out and spending a whole day with the brush whacker and spraying 2,4-D back in here one last time before the winter. And I gotta mark the trees, which are staying and which are going. I can't really get in. I can't really cut out everything that's going. I just don't have the time to do it all in one fell swoop. But really, only the trees that are staying need to be marked. Like that one will definitely be staying because it's got good shape. It's a black oak. Or no, this is a red oak. I don't know. Hard to tell. I think it's a black oak. But this one will be staying, and all these trees right around it will be going. This is an oak as well, and it will probably come out because its branches start so high, and it's got a lean to it. And the same thing here. We have 1, 2, 3 oaks growing, but they got real nasty leans to them, and they're all red oaks. So I don't necessarily want red oaks back here at all. So I will probably cut these all out and plant a bur oak right in here somewhere. Yeah, you can really see the orchard grass. Because it's a bunch grass, so you can see it growing in little clumps. I just need to get those clumps closer together and fill in some of this stuff. This has all been seeded, but the seed might have washed away if it did. It's just adding more down that way, hopefully. Like I said before, orchard grass is a fairly expensive seed, so I don't want to go broke seeding this place. This is what I would like it to look like. You can see the horses have been eating here, but this is all different bunches of grass. A whole bunch of bunches. Same working its way through that way. Once it forms a nice thick layer, the weeds will have a really hard time. I really got to get to this area right here. A lot of these trees are already dead. There's a couple that are still alive, but they've been hacked and squirted, so they will be dead. I need to get this whole lot cut out. There's a couple oaks that are staying right there, but most of the rest of this is going. And this is probably where I'm going to burn it. There's not a lot of grass growth here, and there's a good amount of scrap wood, so if I start the fire right there and take the trees down right in this area, drop them on top, and then cut all of that stuff drag it down here and just burn them whole. That'll clear this field out real nice. I really need to get them cut down at ground level right away though. My daughter got in and cut. You can kind of see the outline where she got it cut, but she didn't get it through here. It gets dark so early. She was cutting in the twilight, so I made her stop. This I'll have to brush whack. It's another patch of yellow foxtail. This is where the guy who made this flat area for us, he dumped all the manure from that winter, spread it out over the field, and immediately foxtail grew there. So this really needs to be hacked down and then heavily seeded with a good variety of grass. Yeah, if I can get grass started here, perennial grass, it'll have a jump on the foxtail, which is an annual. Okay, I'm gonna tell my wife which seed to pick up. She's feeding the horses right up here. Then I'm gonna go up to the new lot, the top lot. Okay, and now we are on the top lot. As you've seen, oh, that was last week already, I think. These are the locations for all of the trees that we'll be planting next year. When I actually plant them, I think I'll straighten that line out a hair, but it's still close enough. I've tossed a bunch of quality grass seed here, and you can see that it's coming up. It needs to get established before we start getting the freezes, and I think it's gonna do it plenty. Yeah, you can see it all over the place. This is grass, lawn grass seed, and then in the pasture area here, we tossed, what do they call it? They call it town and country, I think. But it is a pasture / lawn grass seed. It's not the best pasture seed, but it's cheap, and it's way better than having foxtail take this over or having the goldenrod come back so thick. This is a goldenrod stem here. They're hard to cut. They bend over, so you got a bunch of them still sticking up. But you can see here that even more than the lawn grass, there is just zillions of little new grass plants here. So this is doing fantastic. Yeah, I was thinking I was going to spray this with 2,4-D, but I can't. Not with all these baby grass plants. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to spray this with 2,4-D this year, but there isn't a lot of broadleaf stuff growing. There's very few broadleaf weeds here, actually. But, like I said, the goldenrod will make a comeback. I believe that's a perennial. So, I think I will wait till spring and come in here with a boom sprayer and spray the whole field and get rid of the broadleaf crap. And this will be a nice grassy pasture. I really would like to hire somebody to disc this, but then I would have to plant all over again. Not that it's a big thing, but you know, this right here, we got this ridge. The problem is I don't know what's under the dirt here. If I have rock right there, and that's why the ridge is here, which is what I'm guessing is there, I would hate to expose it. But yeah, this is looking really nice compared to what it was before. That heavy rain really helped a lot. There goes my wife. She's on her way to pick up our rescue cat, Pronto. Oh, look what we have here. A snake. He's a little like a worm. It's a little brown snake. Take off, little guy. We really like our reptiles here, so they take care of tons of bugs. They are very welcome. You can see the trail that we used to have through here, which was planted earlier, and how nice that grass is. This is some of that grass compared to the stuff that was here. And I don't know what kind of grass was growing here. It could be a natural Wisconsin grass, or it could be some lawn grass that escaped and started growing here. It's pretty coarse, so I'm gonna guess it wasn't lawn grass. But it could be, you know, like big bluestem or Indian grass or any of the other native grasses, so I just don't know. But this is it's going to stay whatever it is. This is just going to get mowed and sprayed with 2,4-D, and whatever grows here, at least for now. My main focus is to clear the trees back to the fence line. The fence line is along a natural ledge, kind of like that one I'd like to get rid of up there. There's another one right through here. So I need to clear back to it, and then I can treat the woods area differently, leave this pasture and make the woods area part of our Oak Savanna project, and just clear all the way back to the houses through there, clear this whole strip back to the ravine back there, and it will look and be awesome. Here's the new neighbors. They were in here working between the raindrops. Was that yesterday? Yesterday or 2 days ago, it stopped raining for 5-6 hours, and they were here working. Not a big fan of neighbors, but it is what it is. Yeah, this is coming along really nice. I think I mentioned this in another video. My daughter and I went to seed this whole thing with 25 pounds of that farm or town and, what is it? Farm and town, whatever the hell it is. Town and country seed mix. And she started here and I started there, and she was going to go all the way across and I was going to come all the way across this way. And then we would have more even spread. She went down this and then back up, and she was out of seed. So if there isn't some very dense grass here, there is quite a problem. She put just a Shit ton of seed right here. And again, you can see where the trail came through here as well, and this was seeded earlier, and it's just a nice grass. This you saw me cut in another video. This strip right here, there was a tree somewhere right near where that post or that pin is there, and then another tree in a jungle over there, and a big jungle right here, and another tree. So this stuff will take the longest to establish grass because it was so dense. There was no grass growing underneath it. The black clouds moved on eastward, so I think the tornado watch is over. I'll have to go check on the computer. But that will wrap it up for today. If you liked the video, click on the thumbs up button and make sure you subscribe, and have yourself a great day.